to the Runners Wealth Wednesdays. This is Ricardo Hamilton, Crypto Rick, also known as M.I.M.S, making it make sense. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday afternoon, a great October. There's always a lot to cover. October is a lot going on. And, we like to, document what's going on. We like to share with people some solutions that we are utilizing and ways that we are securing our wealth, building our wealth, protecting our wealth. And I hope that you guys continue to find value in this information. Make sure you share this out, like this out. My partner Mike is over flying right now over to Dubai to check out some exciting things and to bring back some great information for you guys. So I don't want to give away too much, but definitely look for some exciting information to come. This is going to be a great Wednesday. I'm looking for some big news to come out. Okay. In regards to the debt box project, for those who don't know, we're very excited to let people know that the debt box has beat the SEC in regards to the TRO. Okay. Got the temporary restraining order relieved. It was so bad that how the SEC lied. They're not for the crypto space. They're not for our ability to be able to take advantage of these opportunities that are giving us, some peace of mind and financial security and opportunity to grow our wealth. So we got some good news coming out for that. So look for that later on as well. So let's get this show started. I want to talk about the debt crisis because I don't think a lot of people really realize just how bad the situation is. Maybe because where you are or the information you're receiving or who you hang around, but there's a crisis going on. There really is a crisis going on in U.S. household debt, and I wanted to talk about that. But before we get into the U.S. household debt and the crisis, obviously the problem and the solution, the good, the bad, and the ugly, we always like to take a look at, the markets, the data, see where the money is, right? So the first thing I'll pull up here is obviously infinite market cap. We always talk about this every time. We like to document it because things are shifting all the time. And you never know, where the assets, where the money is. But number one, as always, is gold, okay? That's where the wealth is locked up at. A lot of wealth is in gold. As you can see, the market cap of gold, over $12 trillion, okay? This is one of the reasons why we let people know that you have to save your money in physical gold and silver, okay? And we're going to see that here in a second. Price of gold, 1886. And you can see the performance there. This is, how you hedge against financial crisis and inflation. Gold, silver, it will always have value. It's always will be money. Since the times of Egypt, it's constitutional money. Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution. It's money in Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas. I mean, gold has seen everything under the sun and always held value. Wars, plagues, I mean, you name it, okay? So make sure that you have in your possession physical gold and silver, okay? We obviously can see Apple at number 2, Microsoft, Saudi Aramco, and at number 7, you see silver. Let me explain something to you guys about silver. Silver is the most undervalued physical asset on the planet. If you're trying to decide, do I save in silver or do I save in gold? I'm telling you right now, you save in silver, okay? Silver is a strategic metal, all right? It's an industrial metal. There's not that much of it out there. There's more demand for silver and less supply of it. We're going to talk some more about that later on. But one of the key things in your savings strategy, because you have to save money, but we'll tell you all the time, you don't save dollars because the dollar is not a savings instrument. The dollar is not an asset. It is losing value, continuing to lose value. The world is dumping treasuries at record numbers right now. The world is saying within 3 years, and when I say the world, I'm talking about the emerging economies. I'm talking about BRICS, okay? That's where the world is right now. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and a whole host of other countries. They're dumping the dollar, and within 3 years, they say they'll be done with dollars for international trade, okay? This is what they're saying. So the dollar's days are numbered. The value of the dollar and therefore your lifestyle, your ability to maintain your status of lifestyle will be dramatically, I mean, it's dire for a lot of people, but it'll be dramatically affected. So this is why it's so important that you preserve your value of your money your wealth in real assets, real money, physical silver and gold. Silver, $1.2 trillion market cap, $22 an ounce. I mean, folks, massively undervalued. We've had a pandemic. We've printed trillions upon trillions of dollars. We see massive inflation, and yet silver is still 50% from its all-time highs. Okay, massive opportunity in silver. You have no idea. So make sure you're saving your money in physical silver and gold. And then we'll just scroll down to the next asset that we like in this market as well is Bitcoin. Bitcoin sitting at number 13, 523 billion. We see Bitcoin sitting at about $26,832 right now. So these are the ways that we recommend that you hedge and diversify and protect yourself and grow your wealth with gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. This market that we're in is so overvalued. There's so much money printing. There's so much cheap and easy money that has been given to the banks when we had low zero interest rates, and they've been buying back their stocks. I mean, this is the markets are overvalued. We're literally one of the biggest bubbles ever. It's the worst thing. 2008 financial crisis looks beautiful compared to where we are right now, folks. And we are in the precipice right now. We are seeing it. And of course, when we're seeing wars and all these events take place overseas, these things are going to have a dramatic effect on us and the world and your ability to maintain your status of living. So these are things that people have to keep in mind and that they have to be cognizant of, especially in these times. One of the things I like to check out from time to time, and I'll just share this, guys, with you today as well. I like to check out world meters just to kind of help me get a perspective and just see these numbers day by day. There's a lot that goes on, and a lot of times when I look at the world meters, it makes me kind of appreciate life, appreciate things, and that's one thing that we have to do. We always have to give thanks. We always have to realize that our situations in life could be worse, right? So whatever you're going through, somebody's got it worse. Whatever you're going through is temporary. Count your blessings. But we can see here in world meters, it gives us some data on the current world population, which is growing. The birth rates this year. You can see how many people have had birthdays today. How many people have died today. When you look at numbers, right? Numbers paint a picture. And they say women lie, men lie, but numbers don't. And this information here is something that's not always on people's minds, but it helps people develop gratitude. It helps people, in my opinion, look at life in a different way. I mean, here we have 873 million people that are undernourished around the world. We have people who died from hunger. 15,000 people. That's just today. So a lot of times when we're stressing about whatever it is, relationship issues, a lot of things, sometimes you really just have to count the blessings that you have, some of the basic necessities, and that will kind of reduce your anxiety, reduce your stress about things when you realize that a lot of people are just in way worse positions. So we definitely want to make sure that we are giving thanks for life and, having gratitude as we go about our day. Even though things aren't as we like them all the time, you always have to give thanks because they could be worse, and there are others that have it worse as well. So I want to talk about. I want to go into mindset first. I want to go into mindset. I was thinking, did I want to actually present the data on how bad the household debt is first, or do I want to go into mindset? But I want to do a quick little mindset. I saw a nice article. It's a little old, about a year or so ago, but it had some great habits that will help you become, rich and wealthy. And I want to talk about those really quickly. So the first one is plan and set a goal. It's so important that you do that in any and everything in life, no matter what it is. If you want to eat healthy, if you want to work out, if you want to do anything, right? You want to have a plan. You want to set it. And the problem is that most people don't, they just fail to plan. They don't plan to fail, right? Nobody wants to fail. in life, any endeavor that they partake in, they anticipate to have success, and the most likely is people who don't is because they just didn't have a plan. They just started doing things, but there was no real strategy in place. So right now in your life, if you don't have a plan to get out of debt, build credit, accumulate assets, if you don't have a plan to secure your financial future, if you don't have a plan to make sure that a wealthy family comes from you, if you didn't come from a wealthy family, this is now the time to put a plan in place and work that plan, and feel good about that plan, and know that there are resources, there are tools, there are systems, there are people that are willing to help you. There's information out here that can show you how to streamline that. And that's what we're going to go over today. We're going to go over some of those systems, some of those tools, some of those resources, some of those assets that can assist you in your goal to becoming more wealthy, or putting yourself in position to live a better quality of lifestyle moving forward. Because we are in a crisis, but there's an opportunity. There's still time for you to do the right thing. There's still time for you to change the trajectory of your life based on what the global elite are trying to set up for you, to own nothing and be happy, right? Number two, you see it says don't overspend. Obviously, that's critical. I mean, it seems like it's hard to do now because everything's expensive. Inflation is out of control. The cost, of living, people's ability, groceries. I mean, everything is going up, right? So you definitely in these times have to be really strategic, especially if you're like living check to check, or you don't have multiple streams of income. You definitely don't want to overspend. You have to make sacrifices, right? You have to make sacrifices. You have to ignore those impulses, those urges to say, hey, I deserve it. I'm about to go spend $200 on a nice dinner for myself. Take that $200 and then implement it, and save it in an asset, put it in your plan, and trust me, you'll be better off in the long term. I talk about this all the time. Number three, create multiple streams of income. It's so critical that you have multiple streams of income, especially passive and residual. All right. I'm not talking about multiple earned income streams where you have to go do physical labor to get paid. No, if you have a job, that is your earned income. The other multiple streams of income need to be passive and residual. Okay. You need to find ways to put your money to work for you so you don't have to work for your money. Okay. You need to find a way to leverage systems and people so you can gain back some of your time and location freedom. Okay. I tell people all the time, if you're relying on one stream of income, you're a disaster waiting to happen. This is mindset, folks. This is mindset that we're talking about. When you have that right mindset, you will start to attract the right events and circumstances that will give you the physical outcome that you expect in reality. But you first, it says, as a man thinketh, right? You first have to think it. You first have to want it. You first have to have a burning desire. The desire should give you chills as you speak about it. And that's how you will begin to walk. And then you will start to meet. And then you will start to do, and your life will begin to change. So it's so critical that you create multiple streams of income. So this is why I love what we do. We not only, help people with the mindset. We not only are telling them the assets that they want to acquire, but more than likely, we're providing systems of leverage that can create an additional stream of income for you. Okay. So one of the biggest key points to me, especially in these times, is you have to have multiple streams of income. Read and educate yourself. Most important, probably. It probably starts here, really. Literally, I am who I am because I've read and educated myself. I've went through experiences. Anybody has read and educated themselves and has went through experiences. So you yourself who wants to get to the next level, you need to read and educate yourself to get to the next level of where it is that you want to go and where you want to be. Even the resources that we share, the companies that we're a part of, they have more than enough resources, more than enough uh, uh, videos and documents to help you get to the next level. There are more than enough books and people out here who have had success documenting their journey to help you get to the next level. It is required. It really is required. It says that growth comes from reading and educating yourself on a daily basis. So on a daily basis, I'm learning and staying informed on what's going on with the economy. I'm connecting and networking with people who are also receiving information and data and what's going on with the economy. I'm always learning and trying to understand what's going on with the global economy, how that affects, everybody and myself moving forward. So it's so important that you take time, and that goes back to your plan. If you say I don't have enough time, you're lying to yourself. People find time to do things that they want to do. Okay. Even if it's 10 minutes to read that book, 10 minutes to read that article, 10 minutes to watch that video on trading, 10 minutes on, learning that new skill. Whatever it is, break it down, make it simple, make it manageable. You have the ability to do that. Nobody's going to do that for you. Another one is avoid toxic relationships. That's critical key. You want to be somewhere, you want to be somebody, you want to do things in your life, and if you're not around the right people, okay, you won't get them done a lot of times. And you have to avoid toxic people, you have to avoid toxic relationships. This is why communities like ours and others are so great, because this is a community of successful minded, like-minded people that are pushing each other towards the greatness that is inside of us, so we can bring it out and change our lives and our loved ones' lives. But there are people around you who are just not about it. They love their little one job. They happy to just party on the weekends and chill and just have fun all the time. They don't have the ambition, they don't have the goal, they don't have the desire, and you do. And you have to, generally, when you want to get to the next level, you're going to have to leave some people behind. Some people are a hindrance to your growth and success, and you have to be able to acknowledge that. And especially in these times, when shit hits the fan, the last thing you want is some toxic people coming around your way. Okay. You want to get rid of those people early on, and you want to have people who are there to help you grow, that can add and contribute value to the dynamics of your relationship. Okay. So you can have success moving forward, regardless of what goes on in the economy. Number 6, it says, don't engage in negative self-talk. I just talked about this on a live stream I did on TikTok a few days ago. And it's so critical that you watch what you tell yourself. I don't know about the order with this, because I'm telling you, some of these, each one of them seem like they should be number one. But negative self-talk to yourself is critical. A lot of us walk around, in our mind, comparing ourselves to others and acknowledging their greatness and then doubting our own. And that is the opposite of what you want to do. You want to acknowledge somebody else's greatness and realize that you have that same potential, that same greatness is inside of you. But you have to take that time to develop yourself, right? You have to realize that what you're telling yourself is what's going to make you feel a certain way, and how you're feeling is going to make you do certain things. And those things that you do are going to result in how your physical life is represented, right? So it's so important that you think the right thoughts, positive affirmations, reinforcing yourself and who you are and your ability. All right. It's all comes down to you. Even now, we know that our past thoughts and actions are the reason why we are where we are today. So just imagine how powerful that is when you did it on a subconscious level. On a subconscious level, your thoughts and actions got you to where you are. So just imagine how powerful you are on a conscious level when you change your thoughts, change the way you feel, change the things you do, and then you see where your life is. This is why the plan is so important, because it allows you to do that. It allows you to tap into that creator ability that's inside of you to create and design the lifestyle that you want to live. So it's so important that you tap into the genius, that you are, and implement these things. And so make sure you eliminate negative self-talk, be around people who speak positivity, read positivity, live in positivity, walk in positivity, elevate at a frequency of vibration so high that the negative energy can't even touch you, right? And number 7 is live a healthy life. I think once you start to implement these things, it almost seems inevitable that you will want to start to better yourself, and health wise, right? When you start to have a plan for success, when you start to realize that success, you also want to have success in all areas of your life. That's one thing about success. Success begets more success. When you become successful in one area, you're ready to go to the next challenge in your life and become successful in that area. And health and wealth are tied together. Okay. Health and wealth are tied together. Some people start with the health and then they go after the wealth. Some people start with the wealth and then go after the health. Well, whatever you do, just do it. Just do it. Get the health, get the wealth. It's all up to you. Remember, whatever your health situation is right now, it is because of your prior thoughts and actions, your subconscious thoughts and actions. You weren't aware that your continuous daily, weekly, monthly, yearly actions of eating this way would lead into the result of you having this health breakdown. But now that you're conscious that it was that, you now have the resources, the information to change that consciously and create a plan and a health strategy that will lead you out of that health thing. So everything starts and begins with you. So I hope that you guys receive that message on this Wealthy Wednesday, because it really starts with mindset. And understand something: where you are today is not where you are tomorrow. It's not where you were yesterday. It's literally the power of now. You can change that right now. Every second you have the ability to do that. So that was powerful. That was really powerful. I wanted to make sure I share that mindset first before I get into the crisis, right? So got some mindset stuff out the way. So that way, when we talk about this debt crisis and this average household debt data that I'm getting ready to go over, it shouldn't be depressing, right? It shouldn't be a panic. It should be an awareness, an acceptance, right? And especially because you know that we're going to share this data with you, but we're going to provide a solution on the other side of that as well, right? But you first have to have an idea of what the picture and what this scenario looks like before you can appreciate the solution, right? So I'm going to go through this article relatively fast. He goes over a lot of data here, but it was really great, and it really breaks down the numbers. And understand something, that we are in record. These are record numbers in household debt and things of this nature. But here's some facts and figures. Okay. So American households carry a total of $17.1 trillion in debt as of the second quarter of 2023. The average household debt is over $101,000 at the end of 2022. Okay. I mean, these numbers are records. They're records. It really is getting worse. And most people just don't realize how this affects their ability to be able to have a better quality of lifestyle, reduce stress, build wealth, and things of this nature. So let's look at some of the key findings here, right? Look at these numbers, folks. So the total household debt, this is for quarter two of 2023. We just talked about over $17 trillion. Once again, the average household debt in 2022 was over $101,000. Okay. Total credit card debt, record highs, over $1 trillion in quarter two. $1 trillion in credit card debt, right? Average credit card debt in quarter one of 2023 was $5,700. Okay. The average mortgage debt, 12 trillion in mortgage debt out there. Okay. This is a debt bubble, folks. We are in a debt crisis. Do realize that, especially if we're facing what we see now, a recession, depression, collapse of the financial system, a breakdown in the housing market. There's so many dynamics that just make this worse moving forward. But average mortgage debt is about $236,000. They say average mortgage payment is about $1,400, $1,500, right? Total home equity revolving debt, $340 billion. Look at this auto loan debt, right? Total auto loan debt, $1.58 trillion in auto loan debt. I mean, this is the health, financial portfolio of the U.S. and it's horrible. It's horrible. And public debt is horrible. It's blowing up. It's worse than most people realize. The average monthly car payment, $700. I mean, average monthly used car payment, over $500. And average personal loan debt is over $11,000. And so the reason that, I love numbers, and I love, when we pull these images and pictures together, because it kind of helps people see just how bad it is. And then hopefully it makes you not want to be a part of that group. Hopefully it's like, oh, I need to do something. This is a problem. You know, they say misery loves company. So if you want to be a part of those people who are literally going to be miserable because they don't understand what's going on, they don't have a plan, they don't have any systems, they don't have a team, they don't have any assets, you know, they're not learning, they're not growing. There's so many people who don't understand blockchain and cryptocurrency. They don't understand gold and silver. A lot of people won't make it. Unfortunately, a lot of people won't make it. But in this time, for those who have ears and eyes to see, right, who can receive information, apply information, their lives are going to change, you know. But yeah, we have massive inflation. Okay. It's going to get worse. Inflation is going to get worse, folks. I hope you know that. I hope you know that. Supply chain issues as well. And of course, America's financial portfolio. But in this article, once again, it's a great article. And it goes into average household debt, you know, so it kind of breaks that down in the average debt payment. They'll go over, they talk about the average credit card debt in 2023, and they break that down, the average mortgage debt, and everything that we just, you know, kind of talked about up top, the average auto loan debt, and kind of break down that data. So for those who really want to get a full, better idea of what that picture looks like for each sector, you know, they break this down pretty well. It's a really great article. But the numbers themselves, you know, they speak for themselves. You know, they speak for themselves. And if you're a part of this, you know, this problem, you know, get excited because we do have a solution that I want to share with you. I want to share the solution with you. And before I do share the solution with you, one more thing that I want to pull up and I make sure that people see, because once again, it's the numbers, folks. You got to see the numbers. There should be something that you know urges you to get things done, something that motivates you to get things done. And it's usually, you know, a lot of time it's the numbers, it's the data, it's the information, right? And so I always like to pull up the US national debt clock. And I don't know if you guys have been checking out the debt clock lately, but they've been having all these different messages on there, trying to let people know, wake people up to what's going on. But right now, this has been up for the last few days, showing the dollar to silver ratio. So understand something, that the United States dollar was backed by silver and gold, right? And you could only print as much silver and gold that you had. So you can only print as much paper as much silver and gold you had to back it, right? So for every dollar, there should have been an ounce of silver, right? Or whatever. Every $100 bill, there should have been, you know, an ounce of gold or whatever it was. So, because I think an ounce of gold was like $35 an ounce at one time, right? So they had to have the weight to account for the paper. Well, when you look at here, the definition they have is the year-over-year increase in the U.S. money supply, so the U.S. paper, divided by the yearly world production of silver. So based on how much paper they had and a bunch available silver, okay, if the paper was to back the silver, or the dollar was backed by the silver, you can see here in 2020 that we're talking about over $5,000 an ounce, over $5,000 an ounce for silver, if it was properly adjusted for the year-over-year increase in the money supply and backed by the yearly, you know, over the yearly production ounces of silver. So they're trying to give you an idea of just how much paper has been printed, how bad the situation is. But what I like to look at when I look at this as well, as you guys can see over here, U.S. national debt, over $33 trillion in debt. I think we added 700 billion in the last month or something like this. I mean, the numbers are just getting insane, folks. They're just running it up. They burning this currency up, folks. You do have to know that we're living in some of the most significant time periods in history. What we're seeing is literally it's historical. These times that we're in right now, they'll be talked about for decades, for centuries. Okay, you're living in one of the most significant time period in history. So here's the U.S. national debt clock, over $33 trillion. You can see that they have a new U.S. Treasury dollars here, okay, versus M2 money supply. So there's a difference between Federal Reserve notes and Treasury notes. I do hope people know that. You can see here some of the other alarming numbers. They kind of covered it up right now because this image is up there, but the derivatives market, over $633 trillion in derivatives. You can see here, U.S. unfunded liabilities. Folks, the money's not there. $194 trillion in unfunded liabilities. Social Security and Medicaid, 194 trillion. Okay. And so some of the other numbers that we like to talk about here, obviously the dollar to silver ratio, over $1,500 an ounce, dollar to gold ratio, over $12,000 an ounce. The G7 nations, okay, versus the GDP in the ratio to gold, $72,000 per ounce. And then you have the BRICS nations, the emerging economies. The BRICS nations are surpassing G7. Okay, so understand something. The G7 nations are in decline. We're in decline. So if we were first world, we're on our way to second and third world. While the BRICS, if they were third world, they're on their way to second and first world. We're at the major shift right now. Okay. So BRICS, the GDP to go $134,000 per ounce. M2 money supply to US dollar ratio 1776. Very interesting numbers, okay, to $1. Folks, do not be surprised and what we see happen moving forward. We're going to see a lot of things that a lot of people just can't believe, and I hope that you're prepared for it. Don't be shocked and awed. Just be prepared. Just be prepared. Have a plan. Have a strategy now, because it's going to get worse. But if you're hedging against it in all ways, then you're going to be much better off than those who aren't. So that's a problem. That is a problem. That is a big problem. So we kind of cover some mindset stuff. We went over the problem, right? And now I want to talk about, one of the solutions. Obviously, we've talked about saving in silver, saving in gold, right? Obviously, we talked a little bit about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. If you don't know, ISO tokens, XLM, XDC, XRP. Of course, you guys, we love, and I got more information coming out about the debt box and cryptocurrencies backed by commodities, okay? But we also want to talk about holistic, traditional, somewhat, some people might say a foundation. And that's where we go into smart finance, folks. We have partnered with a company, okay, that has literally put together a suite of services at literally the most affordable price that you can think of, at no contract. And you get the value that you get is mind blowing. That's why we're doing this 90-day run. It's really all surrounded around smart finance, the backdrop around smart finance, because we don't want our community to have to sell their gold and silver, sell their cryptocurrency because they were in debt, or because they had some holes in their financial strategy, when that could have been fixed if they just had the right solutions, if they had the right systems, if they had the right technology, if they had the right team. So we believe everybody should be taking advantage of smart finance. So this is a suite of services. Okay, it's no contract. I'm gonna just tell you the price right now, because it's a sticker shock, but in a good way. It's only $60. $60 a month, no contract. You're gonna have Credit Pro, and understand something. This is not some little, in the backwoods, financial solution that we're providing here. We don't do that. We're bringing to this, that 2023 new hotness, AI, most advanced innovative services around, with the most update data, information, and statistics to help people get just things done. Okay, so do know that you're dealing with the cream of the crop when we're sharing something with you. All right, but $60, mind blowing, no contract, Credit Pro, Tax Pro, Debt Pro, Health Pro, Save Pro, Biz Pro, and Legal Pro. So literally, everybody has something in this area that they can have improvement on. And we got state-of-the-art AI technology, a state-of-the-art team, state-of-the-art and innovative solutions and ways to get you ahead, to eliminate your debt, build your credit, and everything else. Okay, so I kind of want to go over that. I'm going to go really fast because I want to do the full presentation. I just want to hit the bullet points for you guys. But just so you know, this is something that even for $60, to make sure that your financial situation is in the best that it could be, is worth it. And then you can cancel after the next month, right? But I don't believe that you would do that, because the services that they have to offer are next level. Everybody should take advantage of it. So if somebody wants to take advantage of these solutions, get inside the Runners app. The link should be in the description of this video, but all the information is there and the links under the video for you to go ahead and get started. But here are some of the problems as well. Once again, 66% of American population is considered financially illiterate. Okay, so obviously this is a great product for those who might be not as literate in the financial area. Okay, you got to have a team, you got to have a resources, you got to have a support system. So Smart Finance will be great for that. 78% of Americans live in paycheck to paycheck. All right, so we're obviously going to show you how to get more money back on your paycheck. They're going to show you how to eliminate some debt so you can keep some of that money that you got from your paycheck, and a whole host of other things. 50% of American adults pay their bills on don't pay their bills on time. Okay, well, obviously there's a reason for that, and we can help with that as well. 50% of Americans spend without a budget. We talked about it earlier when I started this live show. I said, look, you got to have a plan, right? They said you got to save your money, don't overspend, right? So they actually will put together a system for you, a budget, a plan, a strategy to get out of debt and reach your financial goals. That's needed. We've been trying to do it ourselves. I know you have. You just been like, I got it. I know how much money is coming in that I'm making on my check. I know how much my bills are. I mean, once I pay my bills, I know how much I got left over, and I can manage it that way. Trust me, there's a much better, more efficient, more advanced way to get it done. At least figure out what it is before you say, I'm good. Go ahead, take the $60, get Smart Finance, and let this team of experts that are using AI to help get some of this stuff done for you, and see what they come back for you. See what they come back, right? So 63% of Americans don't have enough savings to cover a $500 emergency, and that's so true. And that's so true. So let me just go over some of them real quick. Credit Pro helps promote and monitor, restore, and build and protect your credit. Okay. So if that's something that you know that you need to have done, that you know that you could probably have some better credit, you would like to have some better credit, you would like to have your credit restored, rebuilt. If you want to be able to protect your credit, get it done, folks. We're bringing this to you for a reason. It's not by accident you're seeing this information. We just talked about your past thoughts and actions leading you to where you are right now in your credit report, okay? Well, now you can change that for the better because you have a plan, a strategy, a suite of services that can make sure that your credit report looks like the way you know it should look, right? So obviously, you know the impacts of bad credit, higher interest rates, difficulty renting an apartment, pay more for security deposits, miss career opportunities, delay building wealth in retirement, fewer loan and credit card approval options, higher security deposits, including internet and cell phone, anxiety, frustration, fear, depression, embarrassment. I mean, you name it, right? Increased premiums for auto renters and homeowners insurance and more. So you don't want to walk around with bad credit, especially when there's a solution to help you get it done, okay? To help you restore your credit, late payments, collections, charge-off inquiries, public records, medical bills, child support, tax liens, foreclosures, evictions, all this stuff we're going to take care of. Eviction, repossessions, bankruptcies, and more. Okay. So there's a lot of things that you don't know that are available to you, but you don't know unless somebody tells you. You don't know what you don't know, and you won't know unless somebody tells you. So that's why you want to contact this team of experts over with Credit Pro. Okay. So you can make sure that you're in the best shape with your credit. All right. So the next thing I'll go over is Debt Pro. So Debt Pro obviously helps eliminate debt. We just talked about the numbers. More than likely, you have some debt, right? You have some debt. It's worth it to make sure that you have the best solution, the best resources, the best technology to help you eliminate that debt, to help you save thousands of dollars in interest and build wealth. This is what we talk about. This is what we do, right? But we bought this because we don't want people to have to liquidate their assets because they didn't get their debt straight, because they didn't get their credit straight, because they didn't get the foundation straight, right? So we put this together, right? Impacts of debt: stress, anxiety, depression, feeling of shame, the leading cause of divorce and relationship issues. Less contribution for your retirement affects your ability to buy a home, inability to save for emergencies, lowers your credit score. Debt keeps you from reaching your financial goals, all right, and can take years to pay off, right? But we got some next level solutions, next level debt elimination software This proprietary software with most powerful algorithms that ensure every penny is either earned or canceling interest. Okay. Debt resolution services. Resolution services are designed for those who have excess debt over $7,000 and need assistance to negotiate their debt, manage their finances effectively, and increase their cash flow. Folks, just for the simple fact that you can have somebody negotiate this debt for you, there are ways to communicate. There are acts that have been passed. There are tools and resources that you just don't know that it's available to you. So if you're doing this yourself, you're like shooting yourself in the foot, right? You need a team of, you need resources, you need a solution, right? And so that's why I get excited about this, for people to take advantage of that. Also, Tax Pro, okay, provides access to CPAs, enrolled agents that can help you with your tax needs. Okay, so obviously tax problems. Once again, we talk about health. It's, you see, this is why health and wealth are tied together. Because do you see that in each of these slides? If you have problems in these areas, it deals with your health, stress, fear, anxiety, depression, all this stuff. So what happens when you get these things straight? You eliminate your stress, your fear, your anxiety, right? Bring down those cortisol levels. You go through life better, eliminate some health issues. This is why health and wealth is tied together. You got to tackle these things together, but you got to have a plan. You got to have a system. You got to have a team. You got to have a strategy, right? So penalties and fines, reduced disposable income, missed deductions, tax debt, legal issues, things of that nature. So here's some of the solutions. Here's some of the solutions with Tax Pro. Now, this is crazy, folks. I mean, make sure y'all like this out. I need y'all to like this, share this out, because there are people out here who's suffering, right? Who and need help. I'm telling you. And when you have something like this with this suite of services, it's only $60, no contract, right? So, anyways, here's some of the solutions for Tax Pro: unlimited unlimited advice from a tax expert. Come on now. Come on now. $60 a year. That's just that part. Anyways, I'm getting excited. Let me focus. Unlimited advice from tax experts, assistance with adjusting your W-4. I'm telling you right now, this is probably one of the biggest things. Oh, I'm getting chills. Okay. That if you work a job, you need to adjust your W-4 every year. And especially if you have a home-based business, because you're paying more than you have to. I know people who have gotten an extra $300 on their check, that money that they got to keep because they did an adjustment on their W-4. Okay, utilizing these services. You're paying too much and you don't realize it, and you don't have to. So, but you won't know that unless you use services that will point that out to you and show you how to get that done. So, assistance with adjusting your W-4s. Maximize your refund and reduce your tax liability. Look, that's a strategy the wealthy use, folks. It's a strategy the wealthy use. You have to maximize your refunds and reduce your tax liability. Advice about IRS audits and notifications, business tax deduction guidance. There's a lot of deductions out there. I don't know if you know about them. Are you taking advantage of them? Even as a 1099 or a home-based business? Are you maximizing all the resources and tools that are out here for you? You don't know unless you're using a suite of services like what we're offering. Review prior year tax return to identify extra savings. Yeah, that's right. You probably have some savings that you ain't take advantage of that you still can benefit from today. So, anyways, that's powerful. That's powerful. Let's keep going. Payroll and assistance strategies. Discounted personal and business tax return preparation, discounted tax resolution services, tips and strategies for filing state and federal returns, assistance with tax liens, offer and compromise settlements and fresh start, education on financial instruments and tax implications. You can't be serious. All of this for $60, no contract. Do you see why we're doing a 90-day run with Smart Finance? Do you see why we're doing this? This is just a portion of it. That's just with Tax Pro. There's no way. There's no way you could have this resource and be quiet about it and not share it with everybody. So more information on Tax Pro as well. Let's go into Legal Pro. Legal Pro gives you access to a network of attorneys, legal services, and identity theft services. Okay. So here are some legal system challenges. 47% of households report that they had dealt with at least one civil legal problem over the past 12 months, not including traffic tickets. So the point is that you might not have a legal issue right now, but you might have it later. And it's better to have a team that you're working with now than trying to scramble and figure out what you're going to do later. 57% of Americans do not have a will. 80% of Americans can afford legal fees. The average attorney hour rate is $313 in 2022. Okay, so the average attorney hourly rate, hourly rate is $313, and I'm sharing with you a suite of services for $60 a month, no contract. I don't know. Y'all feel me out there? Like, I don't know. Like, are y'all feeling me? Like, is it just me? Am I tripping? Like, share this out, man. This is powerful, yo. So, do you need an attorney? Have you ever signed a contract or a document that you did not fully understand? Have you ever been overcharged? You ever received a traffic ticket? Know someone that was a victim of identity theft? Thought about preparing a will? Dealt with a civil suit, divorce, or child support issues? All right. Now, here are the reasons that most people don't call an attorney. They are intimidated by attorneys. They don't know who to call, or they believe it will cost too much. Now, please put in the chat right now, at this point, if you think $60 is too much for just the services I just talked about. If tell me now, because I want to know who thinks $60 is too much. And if you don't think it's too much, I would encourage you to take advantage. So here are the solutions, okay? Access to legal services from an attorney, initial phone consultations, face-to-face consultations, okay? Legal documents, reviews, a free simple will, legal letters, attorney representations, and they also handle trust as well, folks. Setting up your trust, getting trust together as well. So they have some more information on all of that, dealing with Tax Pro. We're going to have a specialist go over Health Pro, okay? Health Pro is huge, okay? Look, you might already have health insurance, but it doesn't hurt to know about the options that are available out there to you that might be better, more comprehensive, at a better price than what you're already using. You have to be smart about shopping around for your providers, for your healthcare as well. So we're going to talk more about healthcare at another time. All right. But this is a phenomenal suite of services as well with Health Pro and dealing with HMA. Once again, these videos are in detail inside the Runners app. Okay. Smart Finance, all the benefits of Smart Finance, and underneath the videos inside the app is the links for anybody who wants to get started. Of course, Save Pro as well. We talked about saving your money. We talked about not overspending. Okay. So Save Pro is a customized savings network, an application with unlimited use discounts. Okay. Unlimited use discounts. All right. So save up to 50% savings on local stores, a lot of the top brands, places that you're shopping at right now, Target, Express, Advanced Auto Parts. All right. Zales, you name it. Some top places for you to get some savings. That's critical. Also savings on travel. All right. Major discounts on travel and other benefits. So Save Pro is phenomenal. I mean, I don't know, just even one of these things for 60 is a steal. Yet all of these things, I mean, if I wasn't a part of this and I didn't know it was true, I would say this is too good to be true. This almost seems like a too good to be true type of scenario for real. To have all these services covered for you for $60, or at least be able to have access to this, is next level. So here we go, Biz Pro. Provide business owners with tools and resources to help eliminate some of the stress of owning a business. All right, so business services, business funding, and credit services. We helping funding businesses out here, folks. And I understand I can't remember the exact numbers, don't quote me, but I think it's about either $200,000 to $250,000 loans at no interest. You got a small business? You got a business? You need to see what we're talking about. You need to get Smart Finance. Okay. Tax assistance for small business owners, group healthcare plans for small business owners, legal services for small business owners, asset protection and estate planning for small business owners, and business marketing solution for business owners, folks. Uh, all this is in Smart Finance. It's next level. These are some next level services. So if you have a small business, you're definitely going to want to take advantage of this. And like I said, folks, all this value for $60, no contract. Look, this is your plan. All right, I'm gonna pay this $60 and I'm getting ready to, all right, this day I'm gonna call these people and go over this credit stuff. The next day I'm gonna call these people and get over the business stuff. The next day I'm gonna call these people and get over this debt elimination stuff. I'm gonna utilize all this stuff within this in my first 30 days that I spent $60, and I'm gonna see what they got for me. I'm gonna see if it's worth it. You got to take the time and do it. This is part of your study. This is the stuff that changes people's lives when they implement it. So once again, folks, let me just show y'all as I'm getting ready to close out. All right, Smart Finance. Let me blow this slide up. I had it in presentation. I should have had it in slide view for you guys the whole time. Okay, I apologize. Hopefully you guys can see. All right, one-time membership price. I said $60, $59.99. Tomato. Okay, unbelievable, for real. Although, sir, I mean, at this point, my mind says, where was Smart Finance when I was 18? Where was Smart Finance in my early 20s? Where was Smart Finance a long time ago? Like there's teenagers that are getting ready to enter adult life that need this. There are people in their early 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s. People need this $60 to have this available to them. It's next level at no contract. So once again, $60 a month, no contract. You'll get Save Pro, Credit Pro, Debt Pro, Tax Pro, Health Pro, Legal Pro, and Biz Pro. Look, I don't know if y'all excited. I know I'm excited about that. I'm turned on about that. That's why we're doing a 90-day run on Smart Finance. We're talking about saving in silver and gold and crypto. You know, we're building wealth in crypto backed by commodities. We're getting into trading. All right. And next, let me pull that up as well. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can find it really quickly, because we are on a 90-day run. And today is Wealth Wednesdays. And I want to make sure that you guys know the schedule. So tomorrow is Thursdays and it's Trading Thursdays. All right. See, I can find that here. It'll pull that up for you guys in a second. I know it's here somewhere. And here we go. Okay. Let me share my screen so you guys can see this. There we go. Hit share. So obviously I'm in the runners gold, silver, and crypto millionaires private Facebook group. If you're not in that group, go ahead and send an invite and join. Tell them I sent you, right? But here you can see we're on a 90-day run for Smart Finance. Okay. Mondays, Mindset Mondays. Okay. Tuesdays, Tech Tuesdays. Wednesdays, obviously today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope you guys found some value. I hope you guys liked and shared it out. Wealth Wednesdays. Okay. Thursdays, we're going over trading and training. And then Freedom Fridays on Rumble. Okay. Very exciting schedule that, we fired up about 90-day run Smart Finance. So, next level, folks. Next level. So with that being said, let me make sure there's nothing else I want to cover. Yeah, we pretty much covered everything, folks. So look, once again, we're living in one of the most significant time periods in history. I say it all the time. If you didn't come from a wealthy family, there's the opportunity to make sure a wealthy family comes from you. A lot of these tools, a lot of these resources, a lot of the things that are available to you now, they weren't available to our parents. They weren't available to us, years ago, decades ago. But literally, there's no excuse anymore for you not to be successful, for you not to be healthy, for you to not take charge of your financial future. There are more than enough avenues. There are more than enough ways to create streams of income. There are more than enough people providing information, systems, solutions, and resources to help you. But it's up to you to take advantage of it. It's up to you to get it done. So with that being said, shout out to the runners. Lace up. Let's get wealthy. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for our trading and training. And I might go live. Follow me on TikTok because I might go live tonight on this news. If we got some really good news about the debt box and them getting back control of the assets, and when the trust might start buying tokens and everything else that's coming, it's going to be very exciting, folks. I'm already very excited. A lot of us are already up big time since the judge essentially pretty much said that the SEC was straight up lying about the debt box and what they've done and who they are and what they have. The debt box is legit, and we're so fired up and excited. Debt box for life, folks. Debt box for life. I'm out. Lace up. Let's get wealthy.